Have you ever met a woman who seems impossible to define with a single label? One week she's obsessed with psychology. The next week she's learning photography. Then suddenly she starts writing poetry, practicing yoga, studying business, or learning a new language. And the strange part is, she's actually talented at all of them. Most people look at women like this and immediately judge them. She's confused. She can't stay focused. She starts everything, but finishes nothing. But what if the truth is completely different? What if these women are not confused at all? What if their minds simply work on a level most people never understand? In today's world, society loves simple identities. People feel comfortable when they can place someone inside a neat little box. Teacher, artist, doctor, mother, businesswoman. But there are some women whose minds refuse to stay inside one category. Their personality is too vast, too curious, too alive to be limited to one path. Psychologists often describe this type of personality as a multi-potentialite mindset, a person who possesses the ability to develop skills and interests across many different areas, instead of dedicating their entire life to just one thing. And women with this kind of mind experience the world very differently. Their brain constantly searches for stimulation, meaning, and discovery. They don't learn things just for attention or to impress others. They genuinely feel excited when they discover something new. For them, learning is not a task, it's a source of energy. That's why these women can spend hours researching random topics, learning unfamiliar skills, or diving deep into ideas most people ignore. Their curiosity is endless. One of the biggest signs of this personality is the way they ask questions. A normal conversation rarely satisfies them. If you tell them something they want to know, why does it work that way? What caused it? Who created it? What's the deeper meaning behind it? Their mind naturally looks beneath the surface, and honestly, this is exactly why many people misunderstand them. Society often praises women who follow predictable routines, but women with multidimensional minds usually break routines. They become interested in many things at once. They change directions, they explore new paths, and because of that, people assume they are unstable. But in reality, these women are not distracted. They are mentally expansive. Their mind does not like repetition for too long. Once they understand one area, they naturally become curious about another. Not because they lack discipline, but because their brain is wired for exploration. Another thing people misunderstand is their love for solitude. These women often enjoy spending time alone, not because they hate people, but because solitude gives them space to think, imagine, and reconnect with themselves. While others constantly seek noise and validation, they feel peaceful inside their own world. You'll often find them sitting quietly with a book, researching something online at 2 a.m., journaling their thoughts, or planning their next creative idea. Their inner world is incredibly rich, and this becomes difficult for society to understand. People may call them distant, arrogant, or emotionally unavailable. But the truth is much simpler. They are deeply connected to their own thoughts. The saddest part is that many women with this personality start believing society's criticism. Over time, they begin feeling guilty for being different. They try forcing themselves to become normal. They suppress their curiosity. They stop exploring their interests. They shrink themselves just to fit into expectations. But suppressing a multidimensional mind never creates happiness. It only creates emptiness. Because these women are not meant to live small lives. Their greatest strength is their ability to see the world from multiple perspectives. While others look at life through one lens, they naturally connect ideas from different fields. This makes them incredibly creative, insightful, and innovative. A woman who understands art, psychology, communication, and human emotions at the same time will always think differently from someone trapped inside one narrow way of seeing the world. And that difference is powerful. The truth is, society has always feared people who cannot be easily controlled or categorized, especially women who think independently. A woman who constantly learns becomes difficult to manipulate. A woman who questions everything becomes difficult to silence, and a woman who builds multiple skills becomes difficult to limit. That is why these women are often misunderstood before they are appreciated. But what society sees as inconsistency may actually be intellectual freedom. And once these women stop apologizing for who they are, everything in their life begins to change. Now the question is, why do some women develop this kind of personality while others don't? Part of the answer lies in natural brain wiring. Some people are simply born with highly curious minds. From childhood, they become fascinated by many different things, instead of obsessing over just one. Their brain craves novelty, challenge, creativity, and mental stimulation. You may notice that these women often had unusual childhood habits. They asked endless questions. They constantly changed hobbies. They became interested in topics far beyond their age, and instead of outgrowing this curiosity, it only became stronger with time. Another major reason is environment. When a girl grows up in an atmosphere where she is encouraged to think freely, explore ideas, and express herself openly, her personality expands naturally. But when society constantly pressures women to stay in one lane, many of them slowly abandon their true nature. Still, some women refuse to do that. These women choose authenticity over approval. And honestly, this creates challenges in relationships. One of the biggest struggles they face is being misunderstood emotionally. Since their attention is divided between many passions, people sometimes assume they are emotionally detached. But that's rarely true. In reality, they simply need mental freedom. They cannot thrive in environments where they are constantly controlled, restricted, or emotionally suffocated. They need space to grow, learn, and evolve. Another issue is that many partners feel intimidated by women like this. A woman with multiple talents, independent thinking, and intellectual depth can make insecure people uncomfortable. Some partners secretly want simplicity. They want predictability. They want someone easy to define. But these women are impossible to reduce into one simple identity, and that's exactly what makes them special. Family pressure can also become exhausting. Many women hear things like, "Why can't you focus on one thing? Why do you keep changing interests? You need to settle down." But what people fail to understand is that these women are not searching for one identity. Their identity itself is multidimensional. They are not one thing. They are many things at once. And instead of seeing this as confusion, society should recognize it as rare intelligence. One of their greatest strengths is creativity. Because they explore different fields, they naturally connect ideas in ways others cannot. They combine knowledge from different experiences and create original solutions. This is why many successful innovators, writers, entrepreneurs, artists, and creators possess this exact type of personality. Their mind constantly forms new connections. Another beautiful quality is independence. These women usually learn how to validate themselves internally. They don't rely heavily on public approval because they spend so much time understanding themselves. They become emotionally stronger than most people realize. And despite appearing calm externally, they often possess extraordinary determination. When something truly matters to them, they become unstoppable. The problem is not their lack of focus. The problem is that society misunderstands unconventional intelligence. Now here's the most important part. If you are a woman like this, stop seeing yourself as too much. You are not broken because your mind loves many things. You are not weak because you refuse to live a repetitive life. Your curiosity is a gift. But to use this gift properly, you must learn balance. You cannot give equal energy to everything at once forever. That's why managing your time becomes extremely important. Learn to organize your passions instead of overwhelming yourself with them. Secondly, stop abandoning your interests just to make other people comfortable. The world benefits from people who think differently. Innovation has always come from minds that refuse to stay inside limits. Thirdly, surround yourself with people who appreciate your depth instead of fearing it. The wrong people will call you confused. The right people will call you inspiring. And most importantly, never apologize for your multidimensional nature. A woman who learns constantly never becomes mentally trapped. A woman who explores life deeply never becomes emotionally empty. And a woman who embraces all parts of herself becomes truly powerful. At the end of the day, the world does not move forward because of people who think exactly the same. Progress happens because some individuals dare to think differently, live differently, and imagine differently. And women like this are part of that change. So if you are one of them, be proud of yourself. Keep learning, keep exploring, keep becoming more than one thing, because your mind was never designed to live inside a single box. And maybe that is your greatest strength of all.